What are the lies? Because let's just go straight forward. Let's get straight to the fucking point. They lie.
If you're pretty new and they provide you with information, don't take that as the last word.
Right.
Do your research.
Somebody's gonna pay what you're worth.
Yeah.
And believe me, so don't be afraid to tell them that that's too cheap and that you're not gonna accept the price. Good morning, good morning.
Morning.
Awesome. Thank you for tuning in. This is episode number 11 of Multifamily of the Cuff.
Hello guys. So we have special guests today, and it's all of you, all the people listening. You are our guests today. I mean, we're gonna talk to you. We have a very fun and ugly.
Yes. And as we, looking back into all these episodes that we have done, I believe that, we've thrown a lot of the goods. Okay. And I believe that the audience needs to understand the ugly. Not exactly to scare anybody away, but so the people wanting to join or wanting to provide business to the multifamily can really understand how ugly it can be.
Well, because it's a relationship.
Right,
And like
right.
every relationship, you need to be aware of the.
Of the ugly part of it, Not necessarily because, let's just talk about relationship. If you have an argument or you have a down situation, you're not going to break up with the person, right?
Of course.
So let's say that they're going to be, if you are into the multifamily, you are going to encounter some situations that are not going to be as pretty. And this comes from experience. I mean, we've serviced, I think, almost 400 properties that we have put our hands on, with over 100,000, over hundreds of thousand apartments, and in a really short time. But during the time that we've been together and during the time that we've been in business, dealing and partnering up with these properties, we've learned a lot. So
And we have seen pretty much. I won't say
everything,
everything because
right.
I mean
There's always something.
there is always
There's
something new.
Somebody's gonna say, "Hold my beer,
Yeah.
I got it. I got this," But let's break it down into a few things. So, Irene, I want you to share with our listeners the finance part of it. When it comes to billing, all the ugly stuff that you have encountered, and I'm sure I can, the stuff that I can share with our listeners is gonna be when it comes to operation.
Yeah.
When it comes to dealing with maintenance, some managers, I'm going to talk about and share some of the what do you call them, bloopers? All right, so Irene, there's going to be companies right now listening to us. They're super new, and not only that they are new, they are naive.
Yeah.
Thinking this is not going to happen to us because we're dealing with a big corporation, okay? And
Or maybe they're used to a different industry.
right. So let's just say that when it comes to the billing portion of it, okay, and so everybody knows our billing is set for net 30, okay. Assuming that, we are assuming or expecting payment, within 30 days, which doesn't happen often. I mean, it does happen, but not quite often. So, Irene, you've been involved with the billing and collection. So, what are the lies? Because let's just go straight forward. Let's get straight to the fucking point. They lie.
They lie pretty bad. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I won't say all of them. I mean, we have
Yeah, but
phenomenal. We're talking about the bad guys.
the bad ones, the bad ones. What are the ugliest lies that you've seen?
The
Or
ugliest.
heard?
Yeah. So I got this company that haven't paid us for a year and a half. And we keep, sending collection reminders. because I don't like to send them to collection right away. I try my best to work with them, right? Because I know it and we understand budget things, whatever. So I sent an email, hey, this hasn't been paid. We need the money. I mean, we have been waiting for you for this amount of time. And they say, yeah, we send you the check. And they provide me a check number.
Okay.
So I go to the bank account, because sometimes it happens that you miss one check.
Right.
So I go to the bank account. I always, check everything to make sure that, they're telling me the truth. I mean, I cannot just assume that because they're providing me a check number, and this is the scary thing, because the first time I got a check number, right, like when I send the email and they say, this is the check number I send you. So I go to my bank, I check, and this check doesn't exist in my bank account.
And then you reach out to them.
And then I reach out back to them, and they say, yeah. I mean, we send this 2 years ago. And I'm like, could you please provide the address you send this check to? And they, yeah, absolutely. And they gave me this address.
Yeah, which for the company that we're currently at.
Yeah, the address that we're at, which we have been here for 1 year. So they say that we send it back in 2019. And I'm like, well, if you send it to that address,
we weren't here.
We didn't even know we will be here. So they were like, yeah, we send the check to that address. Nope. Well, I send an email because I contact different people, right? I contact the manager first, then I go above and go to the regional manager, and then I start looking for the finance VP. I go for everyone. So I send an email to the finances VP, and I say, hey, this is happening. I explain the whole situation. They're like, no, we have never sent a check to you.
So they're gonna lie, and they're not even coordinating.
Exactly.
On the lie.
And I was like, I mean, but I forward the email, but I got a check number from you guys. No reply, like from anyone.
Okay. Oh,
like,
shit. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
They lie like pretty bad.
Right.
And those are the things. Like, it is important if you're pretty new. I believe the takeaway from this thing is, if you're pretty new and they provide you with information, don't take that as the last word.
Right.
Do your research. Go to your bank account. Make sure that you already have the money, because don't think that because they're providing you with a check number that means I made a mistake. No,
right.
Just do your research and make sure that you have all the money in your bank account and everything, because they lie pretty bad.
Well, I noticed that you have said that that happens a lot, that they lie when it comes to checks. They bounce the ball from one person to another.
Yes, that happens a lot.
You know, so I'm waiting for the regional.
Yeah.
And so.
And sometimes it's true, because when you see.
No, I don't. I understand that's true, but one of the things I want to share, and this might be a free advertising for this company. We use a platform that is called ALN, and it is great for the audience that want to get involved into the multifamily. It's an investment.
Yeah.
This is a database that will give you access to emails for all property management. You break it down into the properties. It will tell you the amount of units that are there. I mean, this one give you a lot. So I know that you use that a lot.
Yeah, I use
to
that.
hunt down to, if the regional doesn't answer, you go to the VP, you go to the financial VP, you go to the fucking president.
And it's funny because sometimes I get a reply like from I send emails. I sent an email once to the CEO because I was like, I mean, you're not paying me. I mean, I'm gonna contact everyone. So the regional replied to me, please do not send this again to my boss. And I'm like, well, you are not replying.
You gotta reply.
I send you multiple emails and you didn't reply. Now, and the next person I'm gonna contact.
But what's funny though is that they understand, because see us as service providers, and we give them they send it 30, they take 60 days, 90 days, 120. But what I feel so bad about is the residents. A resident doesn't pay their rent in 30 days. they already flag it. You have to
Yeah.
pay $200.
Yes.
At least where I live is $200
Yeah.
late fee, and then 60 days you start getting an eviction.
Well,
A letter.
I think, I believe after 10 days or something, you start paying daily, like a daily late fee. It's not
Some
even.
of them,
It's
yeah,
not.
some
Yeah.
of them are like that. So then 60 days go by, and then you already get the eviction process, and then 90 days you already kicked out. So
And you
no,
know what is funny? We weren't charging clients with
late
late
fee.
fees.
No, I get that.
And
but
we start doing that like this year, and I share with you, hey, we need to start doing this because I mean,
Some people
some
just
of them
don't.
they take the replies I receive, like, why you are charging me this? Because you haven't paid.
Right.
But why a late fee? Because
But yeah, I understand that our late fee is not after 30 days. What is it? Our late fee?
45 days.
45 days.
Yes.
So meaning that our billing says net 30, and we still giving 15 days, grace
Grace period, yeah.
to still catch up. 15 days. That's 2 weeks. That
Yep.
if somebody draw the ball, they can still catch it and,
Yep.
and do their arrangement in 15 days. A lot of these residents don't have 15 days sometimes. And so anyway, so I understand that part, and that's something for our audience to pay attention to.
Yeah.
To don't be afraid. Don't be afraid because, and it happened to us at the beginning. You feel like if you are to push it, you may lose a client.
Yeah.
And once the property feels that you're scared or you're afraid, they walk all over you.
Yeah, they take
So,
advantage.
so I will, and because of the name of our podcast is Multifamily of the Cuff. We promised ourselves that we were going to be as truthful, as raw, as honest and transparent.
Yeah.
We have tons of experience, tons. I mean, when we're talking about and we're sharing this with you, we are being truthful, and we're telling it like it is. Whether the property management doesn't like it or the vendor side doesn't like it, we don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
We're gonna say it because I know a lot of people are gonna truly appreciate that. Don't be afraid. Go to the property,
Yeah.
knock at the door, and be like, "Hey, listen, you owe me money.
Yeah.
We work hard. We pay our taxes. We have employees to pay. And at times, which I have shared with regionals and VPs, why are you putting these people into these positions that don't have the qualification necessary to run these multi-million-dollar assets?
Yeah.
And they just keep putting because, there's no enough people, they don't candidates.
Yeah.
But the property management put this person that have no idea how to run a
Yeah.
business because every property is like a business.
Yep.
And that person in charge is the one that has to run the entire show.
Yeah.
If this person is, lacks on organization and then bills starts, piling up,
Yeah.
and the person is not on top of it, I mean, they get written up because I know that.
Oh,
The-
another funny thing. Excuse me, because I'm interrupting you. It's when because our accounting system let you know when someone sees the invoice.
Oh, yeah.
That happens a lot. I haven't gotten the
email.
invoice. Like, can you send me that
Bitch,
again?
I saw you open it.
Yeah, and I outed that thing, and it says like they have seen this invoice like 5 times, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And it tells you the email. I mean, the person who saw the invoice is so funny. Like they will. I mean, it's funny, but it's not funny at the same time because it's just.
So now, guys, you are running a business. You also have, your operations, your cash flow is being affected. Some of these people. Remember, there was one. Obviously, we don't name anybody.
Yeah.
But it got to $80,000 debt.
Yep.
The property manager has been out on medical leave because of that. The intern
Didn't know anything.
property manager that took over didn't know about
Yeah.
it. We kept emailing the person that wasn't answering the
Yeah.
emails, and I remember they were 6 months past due from the latest the latest invoice, and it was about $80,000.
Yeah.
And I sat down. I remember with the regional, and she wasn't even aware of the amount. I remember it has been from the previous year.
Yeah.
And oh my God, I remember she apologized,
Yeah.
and we got 3 checks. They
Yeah.
cut out real quick.
And that's
Okay.
the thing. Like when you work with them, like when
Right.
you get someone, because I believe not everybody inside the organization are like that. They
No,
might have,
right,
they
correct.
might
But
have, few
we're
people.
talking about the worst, the people
Yeah,
that
yeah.
doesn't even
But
deserve to be
sometimes,
there.
like just stop dealing with that person and go to the next one.
Right.
Because you might find someone who is, like, oh my gosh, this is, I mean,
Right.
and I even contact a different regional. Like if the regional that is, in charge of
The property.
of the property and the area is not, it's
Responsible.
not working with me, I contact a different one, and
Right.
then they contact, like so you that there are ways to
Correct, and
get,
that's what I'm saying. So don't give up.
Yeah.
Well, depending on the size and where you stand financially, you can continue providing services
Mm-hmm.
while you start working on payment arrangement
Yeah.
with the property management.
We
Like,
ha-
we
we
have
ha-
done that a
yeah,
lot.
we-
We just continue providing services because at the end of the day, you do not want to um, like damage the relationship.
There was
So-
just one time that we stopped
Oh,
providing
yeah, no,
because
no.
they were
Yeah,
just like they were
awful.
Yeah, they were awful, and
Um,
we say no more services
so-
because they were asking for more.
Right. So one thing is like sometimes you have to tell them you're gonna lawyer up because we're gonna sue you, and we're gonna go after. I mean, we're pretty aggressive when it comes to collection, but depending on where you stand in business and the size of it, you might not have the funds to fight for it, but you have to understand when to stop.
Yeah.
Okay, you have to stop. Don't be afraid. It's gonna fall into the property manager himself. It's not gonna go into the organization because sometimes it's just that one person that sucks. But when it comes to operation,
Well, the other thing about finances is when they fight for the pricing.
oh no, don't even.
That's just horrible.
Don't that they think that because they're gonna beat you up on pricing. Don't fall for that shit. Just stay in your ground.
Yeah,
tell
if
them
you-
that
if you
you're
have-
worth
exactly.
what you're worth.
Exactly,
And if they
just-
don't like it, just tell them fuck you, and then just move
Yeah.
on to the next property. Somebody's gonna pay what you're worth.
Yeah.
And believe me, there's only if you're a landscaper, there's only, let's just say here in Tampa Bay, let's just throw a number. There's only 50 landscapers in the area, but only 20 are brave enough to actually provide businesses to the multifamily. They know that, and out of the 20, only 5 are worth providing services. So
Yeah.
they're always going to be rotating. So don't be afraid to tell them that that's too cheap and that
Yeah.
you're not going to accept the price. But let's talk about operation. So again, they're human and they make fucking mistakes. And so I go to visit this property, and the maintenance supervisor said to me, Fernando, you're never going to get this account. And I said, why not? Because the property manager gets a kickback of $50 for every apartment that she gives to this company for painting. I'm like, that's illegal. I know, but I know that she gets $50 for every apartment that she provides to this property.
He was like, that's why I'm telling you that you're not getting
You're
into
never
this
gonna get
property.
it. I said there's never gonna be a penny that I'll be giving to somebody. Not only that, that company has to suck so much that it has to pay to remain at a property. That just sucks. I
Yeah.
mean, that says a lot from the property manager and from the company.
No, company, of
you know?
course. It's
So that was one. The other one was a property manager. That's when the cleaning portion of it, and I went to put a quote together for the cleaning, and the property manager says, "So let me show you my apartment." She lives inside, and I said, "What do you mean?" Yeah, because by the way, it just didn't tell you, but if you're gonna clean the common areas, my apartment is included. I said, ma'am, that will be not. I mean, that's not what we do. That's gonna be charged separate. And she said, no, the current company cleans my apartment. That's included. I'm like, but that's your apartment. That had nothing to do with the company.
That's not the common area. I bet residents cannot go into your apartment.
Right. And I believe your regional might not like that. So anyways, that was bad. We told them that I sent a price and a separate price for her apartment. Obviously, we didn't get that because we didn't comply with her needs. There was another property manager. I remember we submitted a quote for some painting, and she replies and she says, Fernando, your quote was $5,200, but I have approval for 6,000. So can you change the billing? You can charge 6,000 and then give me $800 back cash. I'm like, bitch. I mean, let's just say, like, let me negotiate. You can give me $500 back. No, that lady wanted the whole $800, and I said, no, ma'am, we don't do that. Okay, so my price is 5,200. Okay,
And that's what I'm charging
that's
you.
what I'm charging you. Okay, so I was blown away. And she was bold. She texted me that. Not even a phone call.
Oh, yeah.
She just texted me that. I mean, I kind of felt flattered because she trusted me that much. But, I mean, God. Maintenance guys. So, we are a purpose-driven company. And we protect our people at all costs. So, everyone knows it. We are super proud of it. And we're never going to put our people in danger. So I go to visit a property, and the property manager said, well, let me introduce you to the maintenance supervisor, which is the person that you need to talk to. And when I'm sitting at his office at the maintenance shop, and he got comfortable with me, he says, so now that the girls are going to be coming to do the cleaning, what does the girl look like? And I said, excuse me? Well, I said, I don't. I mean, what do you mean? Meanwhile, my ears are getting red. And he said, well, no, I don't. Can you elaborate a little bit more on what it is that you really mean? Well, are they pretty? It was just silence, an awkward silence.
Maybe he thought it was. I saw a company the other day, a car from a cleaning company the other day parking into the building I live at, and two ladies came out of the car, and they were dressed, like
but that's
strippers, and it was saying like cleaning, blah blah blah, and they have like cleaning supplies, and they were almost naked, and I'm like.
They might need to call that. But anyways, pristine concept is not
no,
like that.
Of course we're.
And I got up and I walked away and I went into the manager's office and I said, I'm sorry, but we don't align as we don't align in business, and we'll never put our people in danger. So can you imagine? And this is something horrible, and obviously I don't judge the property management for having such a dick on property. So the just knowing that there is a person that have access to apartment, to empty apartments.
Well, you actually saw that, because I remember years ago, before we went into business, in our own, you were working with.
But I'll tell you that in a minute. So if this guy has access to empty apartments, and we have sent one of our team members to an apartment, this guy can walk in anytime he wants, making our team members feel, uncomfortable or, in danger, actually, because we never know what person can be, So that maintenance people do that, or they even ask you, hey, I have this project, this project, but if you want to give me, I'll take some gift card for my family to go. I'm like, excuse me. Well, this other company that wants it too, is giving me a gift card. I'm like, dude, that's not how we work. So, but referring to what you said, when I used to do inspections, I remember I used to do fire inspections, and I had to go to all the apartments. And I remember the maintenance supervisors or even the maintenance or helpers, walking in, and they will mention to me, oh, the girl that live here is hot, and they will go through the drawers, and it's sickening, So yes, by actually going through this and seeing that, I know that I told you that at the very beginning we need to protect our people.
Yep.
And then back in 2019, this is something, us being minorities from, maybe having an accent when it comes to speaking the language, people are going to notice that we're no Americans,
Yeah.
So um, we have seen discrimination. You have experienced discrimination.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have experienced discrimination,
Yep.
and I will say it from black and whites. I mean, from everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So because of the language, our team has suffered the same scenarios, especially being in properties, and if they cannot communicate. We have seen our team members come back to our office crying,
Mm-hmm.
okay, being put down,
Mm-hmm.
discriminated against, and that's something that we will never tolerate. So back in 2019, there was a company, an actual client that was worth $40,000 a year in
Mm-hmm.
revenue, when we estimated that. And when that person did that, I remember that you and I didn't even hesitate 1 second to fire the client.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, we're not gonna tolerate this, and we'll never will. And that was, we made a statement that time that we fired that person. But what about being truthful to that idea and to defend our belief, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we're always gonna do it no matter what,
Mm-hmm.
even when it hurts, because we're not gonna be hypocrites, right?
Yeah.
2021, November 2021, when it happened again, but this time it's a $600,000 client,
Yeah.
and we still had to make the decision,
Yep.
and we still had to let him go
Yep.
to defend who? Our people.
Yeah.
So again, if you are into a business and you are, working towards, with this industry, you need to understand that you're gonna face struggles. You're gonna face hard times. They're gonna try to cheat on you. They're not gonna be loyal to you. There's gonna be another company that's gonna be $2 cheaper, and they're gonna drop you. They don't
Yep.
care if you just hire 3 people for that property or you invested X amount of money. You know,
Yeah, loyalty is pretty weird in this
right?
industry.
It is weird.
Because I mean it comes to numbers pretty much all the time. It
Down
comes
to numbers.
yeah.
So we have a sales rep that was part of the industry, and she just shared with us. She was sitting on the table. There was the original, and she was defending Briscoe and said, the original was, amongst with everybody, all the property managers, and they said, hey, why are you paying more money for painting when so and so is paying less? I want you to switch. And she said, no, I'm not switching, because that $20 extra per apartment give me a peace of mind, and I want to stick to them. That's rare, but it is possible. It's
Yeah.
doable, but it's rare. So I
Yeah.
want you to, the audience, to you that we're talking to you. This episode is for you. It's just, I want you to be aware that it's not easy. That you're gonna, you have to hunt for your money. That at times they're gonna treat you like shit.
Pictures are needed.
Perfect. Yes. So take a lot of fucking pictures. If it's roofing, take fucking pictures.
Yes.
If it's the landscaping, take fucking pictures. If you are,
Whatever you do, take pictures because
Pictures.
they will say you didn't come here.
yes.
And you send
And-
the invoice and they're like, oh, I got one last week. I remember I got one because, like I do like bi-weekly reminders of past due.
Invoices,
So yeah, so this person replied to the email and say, hey, I'm new here. The old manager. I mean, she quit and she left, and I'm new, and you're sending me this, and I just don't know what is this for. And I'm like, well, this, like we did some jobs few months ago, and we're charging you for that. We haven't received any payment. And she's like, well, I'm sorry if I'm being disrespectful, but I don't have proof of your services. Okay, no worries. So we sent her, I don't know how many pictures of request, start time, finish time,
GPS
pictures
location.
of GPS location, pictures of of the apartment inside, like everything. She has like a huge file with everything, and she's like, "Oh," and I'm like, "Yeah, you're
So,
asking for proof." Here.
Right. There are times we get underestimated by property managers that they think that we might not have the backup documents to
Yeah.
to show them. So, and they get very surprised when we do.
Yeah.
Not only that we have the picture, we have GPS location, we have check in and check out, and then if you are talking to somebody, make sure that everything is unwritten. It's
Yep.
written. Don't just
Yeah.
take a word from anybody. Don't trust anybody.
Yep.
If a maintenance person asks you to do something, tell him.
Yeah.
Tell the person. Okay, perfect, Mike. Send it to me via
Text,
text
yeah.
or email me, because they will turn around and they
We
will.
learned that the hard
The
way.
hard way. Believe me, we'll try to save you tons of money and tons of time. So I think we can wrap it up. I think
Yeah.
they have tons of tips for today.
Yeah.
We're gonna call this episode Red Flags.
Red flags.
Red
Yeah,
flags.
those are the red flags in the industry.
I think you guys have seen that trend on social media with the little red flags. So if you see certain things that we spoke about today, walk away. No, just kidding. Don't walk away, but trying to be
Yeah.
aware of what's happening.
Just work with it, like,
Work with it, yeah.
and be prepared, because
Right,
things
and-
are gonna happen, and the more prepared you are, the better you're gonna.
Oh, and tell somebody. If somebody's
Yeah.
trying to cheat or trying to get money from you or under the table and shit like that, just tell them. Just say it out loud. You report the person. Trying to break that chain that's happening, because if that person is doing it, it means that they've done it before.
Yes.
So trying to get that person needs to be fired. And then just like us, we don't play around. If somebody's coming and trying to do some of that bullshit, we'll tell them. We'll take it over. We'll take it to the all external to the law. If we had to hire attorneys or even
Yeah.
call the police, we will.
Yeah.
So
And don't be afraid of doing collection, because we were at the
Right.
beginning,
Uh-huh.
and that's not. It's not. If you do a job, just charge.
Yep.
You charge
Right.
whatever they owe you, and don't be afraid to send it to collection if you have to.
That's right. Awesome, guys. So this is how we're gonna wrap up episode number 11. Make sure that you tune in on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes. If you guys really like the content that we are providing to you guys, please leave us a review. Give us a 5-star. And this is what we need to keep up with, with the good work. We're doing this in our own time. We just really want to help other companies. We don't monetize out of this, but we truly want this, to push through. It is a huge commitment. I know we skipped one last week.
Yeah.
We have Deli. He has a needed vacation. It was having a lot of
Pretty
fun.
native.
Yeah. So we're gonna double up maybe one of these to kind of keep up and keep with the amount of episodes that we owe you guys. And but thank you again for tuning in. Okay.
Yeah, and if you have questions or anything, please send us an email. If you want to come to the podcast, just let us know, and we will be more than happy to have you.
Awesome.
Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.